Hello again, my friends. Look at that. 200-year-old old hospital. Thank you for your service, Airbus, and ruining my beautiful moment there. The Saints of Ingram cocktail bar, just on Ingram Street. And as we turn around, you know you've got Merchant City. And I know this place like the back of my hand. So I'm going to show you the best places, how much it costs for a pint, what the atmosphere's like. And so thank you so much for joining me. A nice wee relax and walk through Merchant City. This is a place I would come if it's a Friday night or a Saturday night and everybody's going to the Counting House in Sucky Hall Street. It's better to come here. And now, most people would be a wee bit concerned about the price, but there is many places here where you can get pints and drinks a really good price considering where you are, and it's more likely to get a seat. So you have the Blaine Valley there, right, which is a kind of traditional pub. But if you go in there, your pint attendance is $4.50. So I think that's pretty reasonable. And they do quiz and karaoke and various other things, DJ sets and stuff. So that's the first wee place I'd say. $4.50 for a pint in Merchant City. I think that's not too bad, but there's cheaper than that. And if you're looking for a wee bit more of a buzz, there's a wee place around here which is a wee place I normally go. I normally go myself, but I'll show you. So Rab Has is really good as well. Rab Has is a wee bit more expensive, but it's really traditional inside. You know, old wood, leather, candles. It's really nice. It's quite hard to get a seat though. You get outdoor seating though. Look at that view. Look at that. That's what I love about Merchant City. The buildings, and just the atmosphere. It's right next to your train station in High Street as well. So if you're going home via the train. So around here, you've got a couple of exclusive cocktail bars. One being the Absent Ear. And to get in, you need a password, which I managed to bypass with my amazing patter one night, and they let me in. It was quite expensive. It was like sitting in a photo developing room. It was all red, but you go downstairs and it shows you, see that there, hold on. Show you, look. See that there? But you go downstairs, you chat the door, and the guy puts his ear to the wee door thing that opens, like some kind of medieval room, and you've got to give the passwords, and the password circulates online through emails and stuff like that, so it's hard to get. But I managed to blag my way in, sit and get a wee drink. It cost 13 quid though for a drink, and it came in like a wee ramekin. Had saffron and stuff like that. Maybe if you're going somewhere with somebody special, maybe that's a place, if that's what they're into. But for me, one was enough. Now, there used to be a big beer garden here, festival beer garden, but now it's just essentially a building site. They'll do something with it, I'm sure, I'm assuming at some point. But in there, used to have indoor wee booths you could sit in, and outdoor heated bits. The price of pints were a bit too much, and I think that's what kind of closed them down. I've said before in a video, that's my favourite wee piece of artwork that I see in the city centre. And I know there's many things, but for me, I just like that. Look at that. It's a couple literally falling in love. To their death, by the looks of it. But, I mean, it's kind of romantic. You see that? It's like, I don't know if it's a Banksy or what, obviously no, but. So down here, you've got a couple of options. By the way, stay at the end and I'll take you to a special place. Some of you probably already know what I'm talking about, but what happens on a Friday night stays in there on a Friday night. But they've got music on, different types of genres of music, and there's some atmosphere. So Nonna Said is a bar, it's got a pool table in it, and they do pizzas. I was in there a couple of months ago for pizzas and it was excellent. We'll double back in a moment. You have, this is a Celtic bar, isn't it? Yeah, Gracie's bar. During the football, that's absolutely stowed to the max, my friends, to the max. As you know, I'm not really into football, it's not really my thing. But each to their own. So as we walk up this beautiful street, you know, in the other street, adjacent street you had the Saints of Ingram, the old Hutchinson Halls Hospital. As you look up the street in here, you've got the, what's that called again? I can't remember, I'm very, very sorry, but we'll maybe have a wee look at it, but there's a wee courtyard where you can sit and eat your sandwiches and read a book. So, you've got vodka here now. There you go, pints, £2.95, Sunday to Thursday. Cocktails, £5, Sunday to Thursday. I think that's amazing, it's amazing for that. Now, FS is a Turkish restaurant. It's £6.50 for a pint and tenants in there. That's a wee bit too much. But I suppose, well, there's no suppose about it, it's a bit much, I think, realistically. When you can literally go across the road and it's £4.50 in the Blaine Valley. And literally across the road here is £2.95 for a house pint. I've tried house pints and they're nice. They're nice. And the staff are brilliant in there as well, honestly, really, really good. So what I'll do is I'll cut through here so you can see the outdoor seating. Open sesame. I'm trying to hold the camera so it's a wee bit steadier. There we go, look. So there's your outdoor seating you get, and vodka. You can sit in one of these wee booths, have your £2.95 pints, your £5 cocktails, music banging in the inside. You can come out and get a wee respite if you like. It's always like a wee breath of fresh air. Ironically, when you come out for the cold and it's busy night and you come in here and it's normally quite quiet. So you can have a wee sit down here, bag of cans, and just sit and everybody just sits in a circle staring at each other. Your tap yard and your O'Neill's. So these are your more, you know, I don't like to say generic, but they are generic kind of pubs, and I don't frequent them as much because the price is always pretty much the same for a pint, like £6 for a pint, and pretty busy, to say the least. You have here NQ64, the arcade bar. I've been in there before. Howdy, my friend. I've been in there before. I've actually still got a whole drawer full of the wee tokens that you use for the arcade machines, because I was so drunk I couldn't even play it. But everything's glow in the dark, luminous, Street Fighter, racing games, all sorts. It's a good wee place for a bit of variety. But I was too drunk to do the Dance Revolution. We get Blackfriars over there, which is under new management. £6.50 a pint in there. It's a wee bit much. It is a nice atmosphere. I wish they'd put more candles out because it used to be better, to be quite honest. But I have hope, my friends. Now, we get Bar Home there, which is a pretty good pub, kind of standard. Same around about £6 a pint. There's plenty of seating. You've got seating upstairs as well as downstairs. Now, Arta, I'm going to do a video in here at some point soon, because Arta on a Thursday night do Salsa Social. Is it telling us on here? No, it doesn't. It must be a secret, and I want to investigate that secret. But they do salsa on a Thursday, where people can go in and salsa dance, and I think I'd be pretty good at that. I've never done it, but I think I'd be pretty good at it. You've got Connolly's there, another Irish bar, another place that's very, very busy when there's any kind of football on. How you doing, man? The Tropical Cafe. I was in there a couple of weeks ago, having my final pint in the night, the happy ending in there. Staff were brilliant. Did a wee live stream in there, and it's a nice atmosphere. I think it was £5.85 a pint. £5.85 a pint. Where's the other one? There's a Irish bar you go down the stairs to. That's it there, Murphy's. So you get Murphy's there, you go down the stairs, some atmosphere, and they do live music. And a Friday night anyway, downstairs, pints, £6 a pint, nice Guinness. The most expensive pint that I've had in Glasgow city centre, right, is in a place called El Santos. Now, El Santos has got an amazing cocktail bar, but it's quite exclusive, and I get in one night. They let me in on New Year's Eve, and I thank them for their service. There's a main bar when you walk in, and it's lovely, it really is. It's very Latin American feel. And I got a pint of Ipanema, and it cost £8.50. And I was like, oh, that's a lot. But it was a nice pint, it was a nice atmosphere, but £8.50, yeah, you don't want to be buying rounds with that. It's a hotel. Now, here is your Maggie Maze, where you've got the bull pit. See the bull there, look? There's a bull, you can jump on the bull. I lasted 56 seconds out matron when I came back from Portugal. And I think that was a 3,000 subscriber on the main channel, Faster Master TV. Now here, at your Trongy, with your clock towers, the Maggie Maze Rockin' Rodeo. Look, the Faster Master's home, Biteco, look, there we go, here's Biteco. Now Biteco do amazing things. Some people say, why do you always go in Biteco, right? Well, one, they let me in, right, that's one, that's the main reason. But you've got cocktails for £5, Sunday to Wednesday. Monday to Tuesday, all tapas, £4. £5 fest. Sunday to Wednesday, all cocktails are £5. That's pretty good, that's pretty good. But in Biteco you've got, there's people shouting behind me. In Biteco you've got African music. You've got open mic for bands coming in. So you're sitting having a few pints, and you've got, honestly, if you go to the main channel and you look at the thumbnail for, you'll see there's African music on the front of the video, and you'll see the atmosphere in there is amazing. Now, on Blackfriars Street, there's a little pub here that it used to have a fireplace in it, an actual real fire. But the last time I was in, they said they don't use it anymore, which I think is a major downside, because it's the only thing that would have brought me into the place. Because the pints are, above average in it. The pints are decent, but they're definitely above average. So you get Babity Bowstar. But they used to have a real fire, and you could sit there in front of the fire. And that's what I'm into. I want to feel like I'm in a country village. I'm sitting drinking a nice glass of red wine. What's the prices on that like? Mains and sandwiches, wine, beer. So there we go. So £5.50 for a pint of Tennent's, £5.90 for a pint of real ale. So £5.90, around about £6 for a pint. Estrella, £6.80. Budvar, £6.70. So if they had an actual real fire, I would most definitely be getting in there, and I'd maybe have a glass of wine or something like that. But because they don't have a fire, I'd go to Vodka and create the fire with the DJ, and it's £2.95 a pint. So there you go, my friends, a wee glimpse into Merchant City, and £2.95 for a pint in Vodka, £4.50 for a pint in Blaine Valley, £6.50 for a pint in FS. You go to Babity Bowser, you're getting pints for £5.90 for Tennent's, £5.50 for Tennent's, £5.90 for most of the other ones, so you can take your pick there. But there's so much variety. See arcades, themed pubs, Irish pubs. You've got the Vodka is an actual cocktail bar, but see if you go there on a Friday night, the pints, the house pint is normally £2.95, it's £4 still. So £4 for a pint on a Friday and Saturday night, when you've got a DJ playing, you've got a booth, I think that's pretty good. You see Biteco, you've got live music, you've got all sorts of different themes going on, and you can get cocktails for £5. So I think it's a good place to come if you just want to get away from Suckyhall Street, you want to get away from the hustle and bustle of your Counting House and your Crystal Palace. More likely to get a seat because it's more expensive generally, so most people will go elsewhere. But it's a better atmosphere, a better vibe, and you've got High Street train station there, which runs obviously to Queen Street station and onwards to the east end of Glasgow. So whatever you're having to drop off, it's a good place to come. Well, thank you so much, my friends. We'll have another little relaxing walk tomorrow. I'll show you some other detailed information about Glasgow City Centre that I've gathered in my journey into alcoholism over the last 6 months. Thank you, my friends. I'll catch you very, very soon.